An Election Day terror plot foiled. FBI agents arresting the suspect, an Afghan national, along with a co-conspirator right here in Oklahoma. Late yesterday afternoon, the Justice Department announcing federal charges against 27-year-old Nasser Ahmad Tawhidi. He is allegedly tried to generate cash by selling his family assets to buy an AK-47 assault rifle or rifles and ammunition. He told authorities he planned an attack for Election Day that would target large gatherings of people. News 4's Spencer Humphreys taking a look at the court documents.
This unsealed federal affidavit revealing an Oklahoma City resident and Afghan national planned a violent attack targeting large gatherings of people on Election Day in what the FBI is calling an ISIS-inspired terror plot. Federal authorities arresting 27-year-old Nasser Ahmad Tawhidi in Oklahoma City Monday after they say he tried to buy multiple AK-47 assault rifles and ammo from an undercover FBI agent with plans to die in an attack. According to the affidavit, Tawhidi was focused on locations in the Washington, D.C. area, with computer records revealing he searched for live webcams of the area, even accessing live feeds of the areas near the White House and Washington Monument. Court documents say Tawhidi came to Oklahoma City from Afghanistan in September 2021 on a special immigrant status and routinely met with one of his wife's minor siblings at this Moore home, where the sibling lived with several other siblings and Tawhidi's father-in-law. The FBI describing that minor relative as Tawhidi's co-conspirator, alleging Tawhidi gave the person access to pro-ISIS groups on the messaging app Telegram, where the two talked with ISIS recruiters about how to carry out an attack. Google records revealing Tawhidi wanted to buy his weapons somewhere with relaxed gun laws, allegedly searching which U.S. state does not require a license to get a firearm and which states have passed permitless carry gun laws. The affidavit says Tawhidi and his co-conspirator met with an undercover FBI employee posing as a gun dealer at a rural Oklahoma property in September. Tawhidi allegedly telling the undercover agent he wanted to buy 2 AK-47s and magazines. Telegram records showing Tawhidi later messaged an ISIS recruiter. "We found a person who deals with weapons. He found it for us. They are smuggled. We bought 2. They are Kalashnikovs." Messages also revealing Tawhidi then helped his in-laws sell that home and more and all the assets inside, with plans to funnel the profits back to ISIS. Investigators say Tawhidi bought his family one-way plane tickets from Dallas to Afghanistan for October 17th. Records revealing Tawhidi planned to pick up those weapons from the undercover agent this past Monday, when agents arrested him instead. Afterward, Tawhidi allegedly telling FBI investigators he planned to repatriate his family to Afghanistan, where he believed they could live according to pure Islam, and that he and his co-conspirator wanted to buy the guns for the purpose of conducting an attack on Election Day targeting large gatherings of people. Tawhidi allegedly telling investigators he planned to die in the attack, believing he would be a martyr. Phone records even revealing a video of Tawhidi reading to 2 young children, telling them of the rewards a martyr receives in the afterlife, and that martyrs will be exempted from the sufferings of the grave, placed in heaven, get married to 72 virgins, and receive a crown full of jewels.
Spencer Humphrey reporting, and while those court documents mention possible locations Tawhidi was scouting in Washington, D.C., it's unclear if he'd chosen a final target. The documents also do not indicate that Tawhidi ever planned to attack any locations here in Oklahoma. Governor Kevin Stitt sending us this statement, quote, "Those who seek to harm our nation, threaten our freedoms, and disrupt our way of life will be held accountable and face the full force of the law." U.S. Senator James Lankford also sending a statement, quote, "I have been in direct contact with the FBI about this case for a while, and I will remain engaged as Tawhidi is prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law." And we just learned today that that juvenile co-conspirator named in the investigation was a virtual Southmore student. Neighbors of the juvenile tell us they're stunned. Some of them told our reporters they noticed large local and federal law enforcement presence outside their homes on Monday, saying while they have noticed some weird behavior from people living there in the past, they never expected anyone next door to be capable of such an elaborate plot.
I mean, it's definitely scary that people are planning on doing stuff like that, and it's happening, in my own backyard.
Nasir Ahmad Twahidi's first appearance in front of a judge is set for next Thursday morning, October 17th in federal court downtown. No, there's still a lot of questions left to answer in this case. It's something, of course, that will be developing in the days, weeks, and months to come. So be sure to download the KFOR News app to stay on top of every new development.